Hi, welcome to this lecture. So in this lecture, I'll show you how you can visualize NDVI or normalized difference vegetation index, one of the spectral indices that will show the greenness or the health of a vegetation cover or forest type or greenness of vegetation on a land surface. Okay, so the first thing is I assume that you have already installed Earth Engine Python API. If not, you can use this part of the script to you can uncomment this and just run this to install the Earth Engine Python API. But if you have already done so, you can skip this part. And I've already installed Earth Engine, so I'll skip that. So the next thing is I will import some important libraries here. I'll import the Earth Engine library, the Folium library, and the GE Hydro library for data visualization. I'll execute that part of the script. And the next thing is if you have already authenticated Earth Engine, you can comment this or leave the comment. If not, you can execute that to authenticate Earth Engine if this is the first time you're running Earth Engine. Otherwise, you can, if you have already authenticated and installed Earth Engine, you can simply initialize it. Initialize by executing this ee.initialize and then execute that. This will initialize the Earth Engine Python API for you. And the next thing, so always is to import the Folium library and declare the latitude and longitude to kind of zoom in a specific location on the map. And you can also choose whether it's a hybrid or satellite as a background. You can execute that. And the next thing is write a function that calculates NDVI. So I'll define my function diff and name it get NDVI, and my input I'll name my input as image, or you can define it differently, it doesn't matter, this is just a variable, and close the curly bracket and colon, and then return image dot normalized difference. So normalized difference is a built-in Earth Engine function that calculates NDVI. You need to provide the two bands that are used to calculate the NDVI ratio. In this case, for Landsat 5, I'll use band 4 and band 3. So this function will automatically calculate NDVI for me. So what I need is just to provide the input image. Okay. And so image 1, I'll declare this as image 1 and then import my Landsat data. In this case, I'll declare ee.image and provide my image ID from the Earth Engine library. So in this case, LT05, it's Landsat 5 and collection 1, which is top of atmospheric reflectance. So I'll have, that means this will import my Landsat data, and I have already wrote a function to calculate NDVI. So what I need next is just to combine this function and this image. That means I'll declare this NDVI1 as I'll call my get NDVI function, which I've already defined here. So get NDVI, and then I'll provide the input image. So what it does is it will calculate NDVI for me. Okay, so then I have NDVI already calculated here, right? So the next thing is I'll define some visualization parameters, some color palette for my NDVI, and finally display my NDVI using a map.addLayer function here. So I'll call this NDVI1 here, and NDVI parameters here, which I've already defined here. And I'll name the layer as NDVI, or you can name it differently if you're interested. It doesn't matter. This is just a name. You can write a different name here if you're interested too. And also adjust the mapping visualization, the zoom in. So map center object NDVI. So it will focus with this visualization zoom to adjust the zoom here. So I'll execute this part of the code. It's already executed. Say lastly, I'll import my map visualization here. So I'll have NDVI over here, Landsat using computer using Landsat 5. Okay, in a second, I'll execute this map display part. Here you go, excellent. So here is my NDVI. Actually, I'll turn off the. So this is NDVI value for the San Francisco Bay Area here. So I've calculated NDVI using Landsat 5. So the green areas, the deep green areas indicate more like dense vegetation cover here. If I actually toggle the satellite background, you can see the forest area over here. You can zoom in and just see the different forest area. So having higher NDVI values over here, as you can see, and the other parts, more sparse vegetation, you can see lower NDVI, more green yellowish. So this is how you can calculate NDVI for a single Landsat scene using the Earth Engine Python API.